Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're going to be asking the question, should you pull and should you be excited for the upcoming banners this week with Astrius? And let me tell you, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. We're going to take a look at some of the JP banners. We're going to talk about kind of what they got, just to hype y'all up and kind of tease you a bit. There's much more than Astrius that we're going to be talking about, so let's go ahead and dig in. Now, first off, before we get far into the video, of course, you guys all know what is coming, and that is that I am sponsored by the Amazon App Store. Now, I can do what I can do, and Orange can do what he does, because we are sponsored by the Amazon App Store. You can use either of our affiliate links, dig.gs/coins or dig.gs/offer to support me. You can also, if you go to dig.gs/offer, you're going to be taken to this page and it will explain to you what Amazon coins are and how you can use them. The biggest thing with Amazon coins is you can save 20% off of everything that you spend in War of the Visions if you use the Amazon App Store version of the game. That's the biggest thing that you got to do. You can switch from any version of the game onto the Amazon App Store version, and there is a tutorial in here on how you can do that. If you scroll all the way down here, you'll see there is a click for instructions. Again, this is dig.gs/offer. So make sure you go here, check this out, and you can save 20% on all of your purchases. If you are going to be buying Amazon coins in general, or buying anything from Amazon at all, you can also click the Discover All Amazon Coin Packs. This is going to take you to the larger packs that you can purchase and get better bundles on. Little known fact, if you actually click on that link as well and then purchase something else, maybe you don't buy Amazon coins, but you actually have, something in your cart or something, it will support the content creator whose link you use. So really important for you to know that. And really, guys, this is one of the best ways to support me. It's one of the best ways to support Orange. Really, it's just super easy to do. It really helps the community. They put on tournaments, they make sure that Oran and I can have a consistent income. It's just all around amazing. So again, guys, thank you so much again for always listening to me spiel about Amazon. You guys know I love them, huge fans of them. They've taken care of me for almost the last year and a half now, and I know Oran's probably approaching 1 year. But yeah, they're amazing, and I just appreciate all of you guys who use that link and do support me. Now, if you're wondering about what's coming out on the JP side, you're probably not alone, right? If you're wondering about Astrius, what banners they got, are all the Crystal Warriors going to be available? Most likely the answer is yes, yes, and yes. On the JP side, they did get a 6K paid guaranteed Crystal Warrior. So if you're like me, I didn't pull on Joom, I didn't pull on Renan, and of course I want to pull on Astrius because I want to get them. There is going to be a 6K paid guaranteed Crystal Warrior. Of course, the big drawback here is that you could potentially get, in my case, Velis or Satya, who I already have. But I mean, honestly, a dupe Velis is going to be fine. He's a good enough unit. But this is probably one of the biggest reasons to pull this week, is if you don't have a Crystal Warrior and you kind of want that YOLO chance at it. Now, kind of coinciding with this, right? I think there's a larger conversation to be had about the Crystal Warriors in general, because I think there's going to be a good opportunity to actually pull for Crystal Warriors. So on the JP side, they did have the tokens or the medals for the Crystal Warriors, and I'm expecting we'll likely get some pull tokens as well. And interestingly, they are the same tokens. So they did get the same tokens, which means we could potentially see a token pity for any of the Crystal Warriors this week. So even if you are maybe not interested in Astrius, right? Maybe you're one of the people who firmly believes that water is going to be useless in the future. You could absolutely, pull, potentially get Astrius, potentially get Renan, right? Or maybe you could go to pity for Renan, or maybe you don't have Joom like me, holy cow. I think I don't know if I'm more excited for Astrius or if I'm more excited for Joom this week. Just because, Joom is one of those units I've wanted for a long time. She's one of those units who is gonna now potentially be especially if there's a pity, I could potentially get her. And I'm like, she's in range. She's in range. My mistake that I made initially. And even if I got Renan, I would be happy, There's just lots of good things going on this week that are giving you a good reason to pull. Now, of course, we also have the Joker VC coming out this week, which is going to be a very good piece to pull for. I'm really hopeful that's going to release with a 2K paid. It didn't release with a 2K paid on JP, but like the Final Fantasy VI VC release during Velus's banner, I really hope we get that 2K paid. I'm like, please, Gumi, please do it. And for those of you that were waiting for Odin, on the JP side, this is when the 10 reroll banners came out. Now, this was because of New Year's, so I don't know if we are going to see the 10 reroll banner make an appearance this week, kind of like under the guise of like 11 million downloads maybe. But this was one of the banners that released this week, and this is the banner that Umbra was talking about. This is the banner that I had mentioned where, you know, why would you have pulled on Chaos Odin for however much Visior that you would have invested previously when this banner is coming out? And this banner lets you re-roll 10 times on 10 URs, right? For water, light, wind, and ice. There's another banner which does the same thing for fire, earth, lightning, and dark. But I had to think about that one for a second. But hopefully we do get these this week. I think players have made decisions based off of this banner releasing. And so I think it would only be fair for this banner to come out. I think people will be pretty upset if this banner does not release. Similarly, I think people are going to be pretty upset if we don't at some point here get the, I believe it's the summon return banner that JP got, where like depending on the amount of Visior that you spent throughout the year, you get like a certain amount of tickets based off of that. Like, I think people are expecting that, and they're kind of like, oh, is it coming? Is it going to get here? You know, are we not going to get it? And then of course they're immediately jumping to the conclusion of like, oh, you know, we're screwed. Gumi hates us. So I think there's a lot of potential things that are coming out this week. I'll definitely on stream later tonight when you guys are watching, we'll be watching the data mine pretty closely. Hopefully it releases maybe a little bit earlier. But again, it's always dependent on whenever the data is loaded. But we'll definitely be looking at what banners are coming out and what the optimal pull route is going to be, because I think almost guaranteed this week you're going to be spending Visior. I think if you are a Dolphin player, if you're a Minnow player, if you're a Whale player, this is going to be one of those weeks. I think a lot of people have been waiting till the final Crystal Warrior banner to pull so that you can potentially have an option to get the other Crystal Warriors. I think that's a big factor as well. That's been really big for me, at least. So, you know, add on to the fact that there is potentially an opportunity to get Chaos Odin, which would be a really big deal for a lot of players. Throw on top of that a guaranteed Crystal Warrior for maybe people who haven't pulled on Crystal Warriors at all. That's guaranteed a Crystal Warrior. There's also going to be an 80 Mind Sphere banner if we do follow the same banners as JP. And so the biggest thing that we're hoping for is kind of this change in the banner system. And we've seen the change in the banner system with Final Fantasy VI. We didn't see it with Persona, unfortunately. Hopefully, you know, that changes back to, you know, the Crystal Warriors now that they're technically over. Hopefully we get kind of this coin pity system to pity Crystal Warriors as well. And I think I'm maybe reevaluating if we do get that banner, I may be reevaluating the paid 5-step banner because you do get 300 coins. You also get shards and mind spheres from it. So it's one of those things where it's like that 5-step may actually be in a situation where you need to pull for multiple Crystal Warriors. You may actually have your best chance of both pulling a Crystal Warrior, getting a pity token, as well as getting shards for the unit. Right, because if you consider the amount of Visior that it takes, and if you're considering that you're getting 40 shards of a Crystal Warrior from that banner, right, you're immediately like 40 shards is the equivalent of 2k Visior. Okay, granted, you're using paid Visior to pull, so you're basically subtracting the cost that you're taking if you're in the same position I am, where paid Visior basically equals regular Visior. You're basically subtracting the cost of the pulls by 2k paid Viz, or by 2k Viz, making it a 5-step with 300 coins for you know, really cheap. And you're in a situation where, you know, you're getting those shards, you're subtracting from the end cost of the unit, which I think a lot of people don't understand, is when you are You know, people don't tend to understand the cost to build and the cost to pull a unit. They don't really see that. So I'm starting to reevaluate that 5-step, and I'll probably do a more detailed video on it. I think it may be worth it in a situation where you are pulling heavily. We'll have to kind of wait and see here. We'll probably be pulling Wednesday, by the way, and I'll definitely, in my news video Wednesday morning, we'll definitely be going over all the banners, because the biggest thing here is, especially on like the 6K paid guaranteed Crystal Warrior banner, is you're going to want to make sure that the rates are consistent and good. Especially like, that's how they kind of get you here, is they'll be like, yeah, we're going to release a 6K paid Crystal Warrior banner, but you know, there's going to be no tokens on it, and there's going to be no enhanced rates on the other polls. So essentially you're kind of in a way shooting yourself in the foot, but you're also getting what you need. It's very, like, as I've been looking at the rates and thinking about these things more and more as I'm kind of entering into a more experienced gacha fatherhood, I guess you could say, the more I'm like, wow, they're really, like, you really got to be careful with what you're rolling on. I think probably the universal safest thing to roll on that I've seen has been the 80 Mind Spheres. I think that's been the universally, like, the safest banner that has the enhanced rates and everything. All the other banners sometimes are like really jank, and they don't always follow the same rates. And so you'll end up in a situation where, like, you know, one 9-step is different than the 9-step that you had before, especially when multiple units are involved, like Final Fantasy 6 and Persona 5. But sorry guys, I'm kind of rambling right now. I'm kind of like trailing off, because you're getting, like, I'm getting myself on a tangent right now, which is like consistency, which I would like to see in the game, and consistency in banners, which I would like to see even more. God, if we could just get Final Fantasy 6 all the time, that would be perfect. Anyway, everybody, let me know if you do plan to pull down below. I think Astrius, like, if you've seen my Astrius video, he's gonna be a goddamn good unit. Pull for him, please. He's gonna be amazing. Anyway, everybody, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins or dig.gs/offer, and I will catch you guys next time.